Today I'm going to tell you the 5 things I love and the 5 things I hate about living in Savannah, Georgia. And we are starting right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Karin Carr with Georgia Coast Homes and Keller Williams in Savannah, Georgia. If you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel by clicking that little bell notification down below, because I talk about a lot of really cool stuff related to Savannah. And if you're gonna be living here, I'm sure you wanna know about it. You may have seen a previous video I did, I'll link to it right up here, called Moving to Savannah, 10 Reasons Why You Should. That video has had 5,000 views. I can't even wrap my head around it. And I've done no promotion of that video. So you guys are just finding it because you're Googling it, which is so exciting to me. So I love the fact that so many people are interested in moving to my little neck of the woods. Well, today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons I love living here and 5 things I'm not so excited about living here. So let's get started. Let's start with the bad ones first. Number 1, the heat. There's no way to pussyfoot around this issue. July and August are insanely hot. It's just how it is. Luckily, there's this beautiful invention called air conditioning. So everyone spends the time in their air-conditioned house, they get in their air-conditioned car, they go to their air-conditioned office, and the minute they get home from work, they either go to the pool or the beach. So if it's only for 2 months of the year, it's tolerable. Number 2, the humidity. So my hair looks like this because I have not yet left the house. Once I go outside, I will look like Rosanna Dana. So hair goes up in a bun. Yes, if you are someone whose hair does not love humidity, you're going to become very, very familiar with pulling your hair back in a ponytail or a bun or hats. Again, it's only during the real heat of the summer. I figure if it's glorious the rest of the year, I can tolerate it for a couple of months. Number 3, the bugs. So we are in a subtropical climate, which means we get some pretty scary looking bugs here. Gnats in particular, they are the tiniest little flies. They're also called no-see-ums. You pretty much can barely see them. They're barely visible to the naked eye, but they bite you like mosquitoes. They're not fun. Depending on what area you live in, if you are closer to the water, you're gonna have a lot more gnats. So you're gonna have to load up on bug spray. There's something called No Gnats that they sell at all of the gas stations that is an all-natural spray. So get some No Gnats, get some bug spray, citronella, Avon Skin So Soft, anything that's real good and stinky that can deter the bugs. We also have these things that I like to call palmetto bugs. Essentially, they are giant cockroaches. They don't come in your house because your house is dirty. They just are here because it's a hot, humid climate. So if you live in Savannah, most people realize the need to have a pest control service. And we have somebody come once every 3 months, spray the outside of the house. That does the trick. We don't end up with having palmetto bugs or spiders. So yeah, just something you got to deal with living in the South. Number 4 is parking downtown. Oh, it's hard to park downtown and nothing is free anymore. So if you're lucky enough to find a parking spot at the curb, you always have to pay for it unless it's on a Sunday. Sundays are free, or you have to go park in a parking garage. So sometimes when you're gonna go out to dinner, it can be a bit of a challenge to find parking. There's a great app that you can download to your phone where you can find a parking spot, pay for it on the app on your phone, so you don't have to carry quarters with you and you don't have to pay with a credit card at the meter itself. You just type all your information into the app and you say, I am in parking spot 12345, boom, here's $10, and then you're done with it. And number 5 of the things that I don't love about living in Savannah is the need for flood insurance. We live in a hurricane-prone area. Not a lot. It's not like living in New Orleans or the Gulf Coast of Florida, but Savannah, we do get some hurricanes. We've only had a couple in the last 20 years, but when they come, So anybody who lives close to a body of water may need to have additional flood insurance on their home. If you're going to be moving to Savannah and you're buying a house or you're even renting a house, This, I'm going to link this down below. It's called sagis.org if you are in Chatham County. You put in the street address of the house that you are considering, and it will tell you which flood zone it is in. If it is in an X zone, it's very, very, very low risk. It does not require flood insurance. And if you're buying a house in an A or AE zone, your lender is going to require that you get flood insurance if you're getting a mortgage. So just something to keep in mind if you're going to be buying a house and it is in a flood zone. That's going to be added on to the cost of your monthly mortgage payment, so you kind of have to adjust your budget accordingly. So now let's move on to the 5 things that I love about living in Savannah. Number 1 has to be the architecture. I love walking around downtown. These buildings are so old. I mean, you're walking around buildings that can be 200-300 years old on a cobblestone street. They just have so much charm and so much architectural history. I love it. I love to walk around downtown and see the squares and the trees that are dripping with Spanish moss, looking out over the river. It's pretty scenic. It's gorgeous. Number 2, Savannah is a very artsy town because we have the Savannah College of Art and Design, also called SCAD. There are a ton of students here, and they're art students, so they are artsy. I like that even though we are in the South, which is in general a fairly conservative area, we've got this really artsy, cool, hip, fun downtown area thanks to all of the college students. There are lots of events going on that are sponsored by SCAD. There are festivals all the time. Tons of great restaurants. It's just a really cool place to go and hang out, whether you're just coming down for dinner or spending the day on Saturday, or if you live downtown all the time. Number 3, I bet you thought this was going to be number 1, didn't you? The beach. I love the beach. I'm not going to lie. I ride a mean boogie board. All the kids are completely mortified by the fact that I'm out there showing them up on my boogie board, but I love the beach. And Tybee is only, 15-20 minutes away from downtown. It's really easy to just say, hey, let's go to the beach for the day, hit the road, go over to Tybee, spend the day either soaking up the sun or out surfing in the waves, leave everything on the sand and hit one of the restaurants to go get some lunch, or go in all the little knick-knacky shops and buy the touristy stuff of seashells and pails and shovels and t-shirts and stuff. But I love living in a beach community that doesn't cost an arm and a leg to go for the day. Number 4 is seafood. So you already know that I am a huge lover of shrimp and grits. Low country boil too. That's got to be a future video. Oh my gosh, low country boil. So we've got a million restaurants around that have killer seafood. If you have never had the pleasure of trying Georgia white shrimp, you need to right now. And the number 5 reason that I love living in Savannah is it is affordable. I've moved a lot in my life. I've lived in 9 different states. I have lived in New York and San Francisco. I've lived in Salt Lake City. I've lived in Georgia. I've lived in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. I've lived all over the place. So I've gotten to experience a lot of different areas over the course of my life. What I love about Savannah is it's really affordable. You are in a city, so you're not like in the middle of nowhere where you feel like you don't have anything to do, or you've got to drive 4 hours to go to the mall because you need to buy a dress for your best friend's wedding. We are a city. It's a small city, and we've got more suburbs than city, I would say. So there's a really diverse living environment here. Do you want to live in a little cottage by the ocean? Do you want to live in a brownstone downtown where you can walk everywhere? Do you want to live in a big fancy gated community and never have to deal with solicitors because they can't get into your neighborhood? Do you want to live in the suburb where you get a nice big backyard and kids and dogs can run around and you feel safe letting your kids run up and down the street because you're not worried that they're going to get hit by a car? We've got all these different areas in Savannah, and they're all really affordable. Even if you bought a mansion on the beach, I guarantee you it's going to cost a lot less than it would in Fort Lauderdale or Miami or San Diego or any of these other places where that's just a total pipe dream. You can buy a condo on Tybee that faces the ocean for probably $200,000 or $300,000. It won't be a mansion, it won't be huge, but it's definitely affordable. So now you know all the reasons that I love Savannah and a few things that are not perfect about Savannah, but come on, every place has its pros and cons. Are you thinking of moving to Savannah? If you click down below, you can head on over to my website and search for all of the homes that are currently for sale in your own price range. I promise I'm not gonna bug you and hound you. You just let me know if there's anything that I can assist you with. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.